this 20-year-old sawmill worker trying to clear a jammed roller at the company in Troy, Alabama, was crushed when stored energy caused the infeed unit to close in on him.
Are you on? Which side are you on?
So let's talk about this. Bosses have been fined for killing an Alabama worker. Earlier, it was the 5th of July, so just a couple of days ago. And this is for the third time. This company, the operator of sawmills in Alabama, Florida, and Mississippi, this is the third time that they have failed to follow federal workplace safety standards across their organization, according to the Department of Labor, this time resulting in a worker fatality at its Alabama facility. An investigation by OSHA found that this 20-year-old sawmill worker, part of a 6-member crew trying to clear a jammed roller at the company Rex Lumber LLC in Troy, Alabama, in December 2022, was crushed when stored energy caused the infeed unit to close in on him. So OSHA issued a willful citation for allowing workers to perform maintenance on equipment without controlling hazardous energy sources. The company also failed to review its energy control procedures regularly to ensure appliance, and get this, did not train their employees on how to isolate stored energy in hydraulic accumulators. And those are some big fancy words. I'm not totally sure what all of those mean, but these are machines and operations that can and did kill a person 6 months ago, 7 months ago. And the idea that this company did not train their employees on the proper procedures for this machine is absolutely insane, and is why they got a willful citation as opposed to something that was, so the OSHA can give willful citations and they can give other things that are sort of like less than willful, right? That are kind of indicative of, they didn't understand exactly what they were doing, maybe. But if you are not giving your employees training when they're working with deadly machinery, that's willful and evil.
It's messed up.
Yeah,
it is just messed up.
So, like I said, this is the third time that they have been cited by federal investigators. The incident follows tragedies in 2021 and 2020 related to improper machine operations at 2 Rex Lumber sawmills in Florida. At the Graceville, Florida location in 2021, an employee trying to fix a machine's faulty hydraulic valve suffered crushing injuries when they were caught in the machine's wheel and pulleys. A few months before that, in December of 2020, a worker suffered an amputation injury and died in the hospital days later after their hand came in contact with the nip point of a conveyor's roller at the Bristol, Florida location. Wow. Really gross stuff here from Rex Lumber LLC. The Department of Labor says that after its investigation in Troy, OSHA assessed the company with $184,000 in proposed penalties. Since 2019, the agency has cited the sawmill operator and its subsidiaries for 12 violations. So the company has 15 days from receipt of the citations and penalties to either comply or request an informal conference with OSHA or contest the findings before the Independent Occupational Safety and Health Review Commission. So a really gross story, and yet another highlighting of the fact that another opportunity to highlight the fact that Alabama has 0 state-level safety and health investigators. And that is on purpose. Another important thing to note is that Alabama is the 7th most deadly state for working people in the country. The 7th most deadly state for working people. That means our deaths on the job per capita is higher than 43 other states. And yet, because we have so little safety regulators and investigators, our injury reporting rate is lower than the national average. So think about that. We have less injuries. This data says we have less injuries than the majority of states, but we have more deaths than almost all of them. Obviously, those numbers are, they don't quite match. And, I think it's pretty obvious the obvious conclusion there is that it's because we don't have any state level regulators. We don't have anybody in the state of Alabama that is tasked with keeping workers safe on the job. So, yeah, real gross stuff there.
Doesn't exactly sound like family values.
No, definitely not family values.
You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.